Alkali metals react with water to form hydroxides and liberate hydrogen gas. Except lithium, every other alkali metal reacts with hydrogen at 500 degrees Celsius. Lithium halide is covalent. Why? So when these alkali metals react to form compounds, so as we come down the group, the electropositive character is increasing. Hello my dear students, welcome back to session 2 on the chapter S block elements. Last class we studied about group 1, that is alkali metals, and then we learnt about the electronic configuration of alkali metals. We also learned some physical or general characteristics, that is the atomic radius, ionization enthalpy, hydration energy, etc. Also we learned one chemical property, that is reaction with air. So we will continue with the chemical properties or the reactions of alkali metals. First one is reaction with water. The metals, that is the alkali metals, react with water to form hydroxides and liberate hydrogen gas. You can see the metal reacts with water to form hydroxides and liberate hydrogen gas. Lithium is having the most negative standard reduction potential. Standard reduction potential can also be written as SRP, okay? But it is less reactive, that is it is less reactive than that of sodium, which is having the least negative standard reduction potential. So what is it? Lithium has got the highest negative reduction potential and sodium has got the least negative reduction potential, but still lithium does not react with water as vigorously as sodium. That is because of its small size and a very high hydration energy. This is an exception which you need to remember. Also, other alkali metals react explosively with water and they are also react with any proton donors. Proton donors means which gives H plus ion, okay, like alcohol or a carboxylic acid, or it can be any terminal alkynes. So, not only with water, if there is any reagent which can give an H plus ion, these alkali metals will react with them, okay. We will see the next reaction, that is reaction with hydrogen. So, except lithium, every other alkali metal reacts with hydrogen at 500 degrees Celsius, whereas lithium will react with hydrogen at 800 degrees Celsius only to form their hydrides. So what does it form? Metal with hydrogen, it will form metal hydride, MH. And what is M? M can be lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium or cesium. It can be any of the alkali metals. So if you want to write the equation based on any one metal, for example you want to write with sodium, so you have to just substitute M with sodium. So I'll write 2Na plus hydrogen giving 2NaH. So that is the meaning of M. M can be any of the metal. You can replace M with any of these metals which is given. Okay. Next is reaction with halogen. Alkali metals react with halogen to form an ionic halide, that is M plus X minus. All of these are ionic except again lithium halide. Lithium halide is covalent. Why? Because of high polarizability of lithium ion. So what is it? Lithium halide, only lithium halide are covalent compared to all the other alkali halides. All the other alkali halides are ionic. Also, these alkali halides are soluble in water. Soluble in water, whereas only lithium fluoride, if I take, it is insoluble in water. That is because of the size of both the cation as well as anion is very small. It has got a high lattice energy, due to which it is insoluble in water. Okay, so you have to remember all of these exceptions what I am telling about lithium. Okay, that is why we tell that lithium has got anomalous properties. I shall explain this in further class. Okay, next is solubility of alkali in liquid ammonia. When an alkali metals is dissolved in liquid ammonia, we get a blue color solution. A deep blue solution is formed, and this solution can conduct electricity as well. So what exactly is happening? As the alkali metals have a single electron in their valence shell, it can lose that electron to form a cation. So there is a cation which is formed and an electron is lost. Both the cation and the electron combines with ammonia to form ammoniated cation and ammoniated electron. What is it? The alkali metal can lose the valence electrons. So the cation which is formed after the loss of electron, that also will combine with ammonia. Even the electron which is lost will combine with ammonia to form ammoniated cation and ammoniated electron, and thus it gives a blue color solution, as well as it is conducting in nature and it is paramagnetic in nature as well. Okay. If we allow this solution to stand for a long time, it will start liberating hydrogen, resulting in formation of amides. What is it? It will convert, this is ammoniated electron and proton will start liberating hydrogen and it will get converted into amides. Okay, that's about the solubility of liquid ammonia. You can see in the equation x plus y is used, that is because x is utilized for M plus and y amount of NH3 is utilized with the electrons. Okay, this is the way we balance such equations. Fine. So we shall go to the next topic, that is the uses of alkali metal. What are the uses of these metals? First one is lithium metal is used to make alloys and thermonuclear reactions, and also to make electrochemical cells we use lithium. Okay, that is in battery. Have you all heard about lithium batteries? So where lithium metal is used. Next, sodium is used to make tetraethyl lead and tetramethyl lead. Okay, what is it? Tetraethyl lead and tetramethyl lead. Also, liquid sodium metal is used as a coolant in fast breeder nuclear reactor. Sodium is used as a coolant in the nuclear reactor. Potassium has a vital role in biological system and it is used in making fertilizers as well. Cesium is used in devising photoelectric cell. So what is it? It is used in photoelectric cells, that is the cesium. So more about potassium as well as sodium and the biological importance we will learn in the further class. Okay. Next is general characteristics of alkali metal compounds. So when these alkali metals react to form compounds, what are the general characteristics of those compounds we shall study here. First one is oxides and hydroxides. So alkali metal oxides and hydroxides, what are the properties? Okay, first thing is all the alkali metals when it is exposed to air, they burn vigorously to form oxides and the surface of the metal will get tarnished. Yes or no? Lithium will form monoxide, sodium will form peroxide and the other metals will form superoxides. These oxides which is formed will easily get hydrolyzed by water to form hydroxides. So you can see how the oxides with water will form hydroxide liberating hydrogen gas, that is here I have used sodium monoxide. Okay, sodium hydroxide and water. Peroxides if we use, again it will form hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide is formed. So sodium peroxide with water, sodium hydroxide and hydrogen peroxide is formed. Similarly, superoxides if I take also, I'll get hydrogen peroxide as well as oxygen gas is liberated. So you need to remember, when monoxide reacts with water, it forms hydroxide and water. When peroxide reacts with water, it will form hydroxide and peroxide. When superoxide reacts with water, it will form peroxide, hydroxide as well as oxygen gas is liberated. So you need to remember this, and it's very important to remember for your competitive exams as well. Okay, alkali metal hydroxides are the strongest of all the bases and dissolve in water with evolution of heat due to high enthalpy of hydration. So for example, in the lab, if you would have seen sodium hydroxide pellets when we take and dissolve in water, okay, or in a beaker, the beaker will start getting heated up. That is because it's a highly exothermic reaction, or a lot of heat is liberated. So these alkalis, when we are, or the hydroxides, when we are dissolving in water, they will liberate heat. If you have not observed, when you come to the lab, you can do it. Okay. Next is about the alkali halides. As I told you all, alkali metals directly combine with halogen to form ionic halides, except for lithium. Lithium will form usually covalent halides. Okay. Not only that, they have a high melting point, they are colorless and they are crystalline solids, and with ease with which they form halides increases as we come down the group. So as we come down the group, the electropositive character is increasing, that is they like, or it is easy to remove the electron from the bigger atoms, isn't it? So what happens here? We have lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. So as we come down the group, the atom size increases. So it is easy for me to remove the electron. So the electropositive character is increasing. As the electropositive character is increasing, it is very easy for them to form halides. Okay. Thus, as we come down the group, the ease with which they form halides also increases. Also, as I told you, lithium halides are more covalent in nature than ionic, and also the covalent character is in the order. Lithium iodide is the highest, then lithium bromide, then lithium chloride, and then lithium fluoride. Okay, they are readily soluble in water, that is I am talking about the ionic halides, whereas lithium fluoride is sparingly soluble in water, and I told you the reason already. Because of the small size of lithium and fluoride ion, they have a high lattice energy and they have a high force of attraction, thus they are almost insoluble in water. Which is it? Lithium fluoride. So this is a very important question we need to remember for the exam. Next we are learning about the melting point and the boiling point of alkali halides. So halides are ionic in nature. As it is ionic in nature, we know they are good conductors of current, as well as they are having a high melting point. Also, the melting point of the halides are shown in this particular order. Fluorine or the fluorides have the highest melting point, and the iodides having the least melting point. Also, M stands for all alkali metals. Halides of potassium, rubidium and cesium, okay, they are already a halide. They take up more or extra halogens to form polyhalides. You can see potassium iodide takes up iodine to form Ki3. Ki3 aqueous, in which there is K plus ion and I3 minus ion is present. Okay, so they take up some more extra halogen. Not only that, halides can also be prepared not only by direct reaction, that is alkali metals with halogen. It can also be prepared in different methods, that is you take the metal oxide, then treat it with halogen to get metal halide, or you can take metal hydroxide and hydrogen halides, or I can also call it as halogen acids like HBr, HCl, HI, HF. Okay, so we can take halogen acids and further H2O is formed and MX will get, that is the alkali metal halide. Or we can take carbonate, treat it with hydrogen acids or the halogen acids. What we will get? Again, metal with the halogen will form metal halide, and carbon dioxide gas is liberated as well as water is formed. Here M can be replaced with any of the alkali metal and X can be replaced with any of the halogens, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine are called as what? Halogens. It belongs to group 17. Okay. Next is salts of oxo acids. Alkali metals are highly electropositive and they are very strong bases. Thus, they will form salts with all oxo acids and hydra acids. The first, we learn about carbonates and bicarbonates. Alkali metals form carbonates as well as bicarbonates and they are very stable. The carbonates and bicarbonates, that is M2CO3 is carbonate, MHCO3 is bicarbonate. They are very stable to heat and also up to a temperature of 1273 Kelvin, they are very stable. Further, first they will melt and then they will form oxides. Among these carbonates, only lithium carbonate, that is Li2CO3 is the one which is unstable, and on heating it will form Li2O, lithium oxide, and carbon dioxide gas is liberated as it is highly unstable compared to other carbonates. Next, about carbonates, the stability of carbonates is in the decreasing order, that is cesium carbonate is the most stable, then rubidium, potassium, sodium and lithium carbonate. They are very stable in this order. Being strongly basic, alkali metals also form solid bicarbonates. They also form bicarbonates, not only carbonates. Lithium does not form solid bicarbonate, but of course it exists in solution. Compared to carbonates, bicarbonates decompose at a lower temperature, that you can see here. Bicarbonates at 300 degrees Celsius form carbonates, water and liberates carbon dioxide gas. Bicarbonates as well as carbonates both are soluble in water and they give alkaline solution due to hydrolysis. You can see here, when we have carbonate with water, H2CO3 and 2 OH minus ions we get, and if we have bicarbonate with water, H2CO3 is formed and 1 OH minus ion will get. Both carbonates as well as bicarbonates, when it is dissolved in water, they will give alkalis, that is they will form OH minus ions. Next, the solubility as we come down the group goes on increasing. This is due to the reason that the lattice energy decreases rapidly and their hydration energy on moving down the group. So what happens here? The lattice energy decreases more rapidly than that of the hydration energy. Thus, as we come down the group, they will dissolve very easily. Okay, so that's about the carbonates and bicarbonates. Next, we learn about the sulfates. Alkali metal forms sulfates of the formula M2SO4, correct? Except lithium sulfate, all are soluble in water. See, everywhere you can see that lithium is an exceptional case because of the property, that is because of the size of the lithium ion. More about that I shall explain. The sulfates on fusing with carbon, it will form sulfides. All the metal sulfates except lithium again reacts with carbon to form sulfides. Also, the sulfates of alkali metals except lithium will form double salts with trivalent metals like iron or aluminium or chromium, etc. So what they can form? They can form double salts. Okay. Next, coming to nitrates. Nitrates of alkali metals are MnO3. They are all soluble in water, and on heating, lithium nitrate will form lithium oxide, nitrogen dioxide gas and oxygen gas, whereas all the other nitrates except lithium, it will decompose to give nitrite and oxygen gas. So again, lithium is an exception here. Okay, so that's about the sulfates and nitrates. Next we learn about the anomalous properties of lithium compared to the other elements in the group. Lithium behaves differently compared to the other elements. What are these properties? We learn here. Okay, first one, lithium is much harder. That is, all the other metals, alkali metals, are soft and it can be cut with a knife, but lithium is harder. Lithium is least reactive even after having the most negative standard reduction potential, and on combustion with air, it will not only form monoxide but it also forms nitrites, which is not formed by any other alkali metals. What happens when we take the alkali metal, that is lithium, and burn it in air? It will not only form oxide, it will form nitrides also, but the other alkali metals will not form nitrides, they will form only oxides, or with excess it will form peroxide or it will form superoxide. Okay. Lithium chloride is deliquescent and crystallizes and hydrate LiCl.2H2O, whereas other alkali metal chlorides do not form hydrates. Lithium is deliquescent. What is the meaning of deliquescent? Deliquescent means they can have the ability to absorb water or adsorb water from or moisture from the surrounding. So they will become liquid as you have kept it there, just like that in open. Okay, so always the deliquescent compounds are stored in airtight container so that it is not exposed to air or it will not absorb the moisture. Okay, also lithium chloride will form hydrates unlike the other alkali metals. Next, lithium bicarbonate is not obtained in solid form, but all the other alkali metals, it is obtained in the solid form. Also, lithium, unlike other alkali metals, form no ethanide on reaction with ethine. When ethine with alkali metal, it will form ethanide, but lithium will not react this way like the other alkali metals. Next we have lithium nitrate. When heated, it will form lithium oxide, nitrogen dioxide as well as oxygen gas, unlike the other alkali metals. Next we have lithium fluoride and lithium oxide are comparatively much less soluble in water than that of the other compounds of the alkali metals. I told you the reason also for this, isn't it? Last one, except lithium sulfate, other sulfates are all soluble in water. So these are some of the anomalous properties of lithium. Okay, so next class we will be learning about diagonal relationship between lithium and magnesium, how they are similar. Then we learn about sodium carbonate, sodium chloride and sodium hydroxide, their preparation as well as their properties. Okay, so I hope you have understood today's class. Thank you, my dear children. Stay tuned, stay curious, stay focused.